Here is Fabien Galtier's France squad for the November test matches. Bring it on. And it's time for some of the other names at Toulouse who've been playing so well. Toulouse and Bordeaux, I should say, the two best club teams in France. There's some players that have been absolutely tearing it up for those teams that haven't had international recognition yet, but they have their chance. With Romain Bourros of Bordeaux, with Paul Coste at Toulouse, and also a couple of guys who weren't born in France, but will be representing France. Toulouse's Joshua Brennan, and a really, really exciting one, another 150 kilo freak in Tavita Tatafu, the Bayonne tight head prop, who I absolutely love that guy. I might be more excited about him than any other player in this squad right now. But lots to talk about. Your thoughts in the comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers. And before I talk about the players who are in, and I will pick what I would pick as the strongest French 23-man squad out of these players, it's important to point out the players that aren't there, and no Romain Ntamack. I cannot remember the last time I saw Dupont and Ntamack playing alongside each other in Les Bleus. They've played for Toulouse, but we keep being robbed of this dynamite combination at international level, and that is starting to hurt now. I need to see it again. As good as Mathieu Jalibert is, he is not Romain Ntamack, and it's easy to forget the absence of him at the Rugby World Cup and what a difference that might have made for France. So, yeah, that's big and a shame, but I'm hoping he will be back at some point soon so we can reignite that Flair 9-10 combo. Julien Marchand also out. He would only be the backup, you'd feel, for Piato Malvaca at hooker. But Bougarit, the third choice, is also out injured, meaning France are down to their fourth and fifth choice hookers. And it's a bit of a battle for that number 16 shirt, Barlow and Lamoth. Not sure who's going to get it. And also in the front row, no Cyril Bay. So no Ntamack, no Marchand, no Bay. That is three of the biggest French names. That's three of the best performing French players of the last 5-6 years. So that's a real shame. But that's loose head prop, tight head prop, Tavita Tatafu. This kid is serious. He qualifies now to play Tongan background, I think he is, but he's lived in France for a long time, and he is explosive. Massive unit, 150 kilos, plays for Bayonne. You see him on the deck with turnovers. He's just got a good rugby brain, but it's his explosive carrying I'm looking forward to seeing on an international stage. And when you think they've got Meafu and Antonio, Taufa Fanua, there are some giant bodies in that French team that are just going to be hard work for defences to tackle and get up back off the deck to tackle again. So he could be a massive asset, particularly as Owini Antonio is coming towards the end of his career. Joshua Brennan, first call up for him. That's really, really interesting as well. His dad from Leinster, and well, I mean, Joshua Brennan was born in Dublin before Trevor Brennan, his dad, Irish international, moved to Toulouse, where he became an absolute cult hero there. And Joshua he did that famous under-20s France World Championship a few years ago, post-match interview when they won it, in the thick Irish accent. But do you know what? I don't complain about Joshua Brennan playing for France. I'm not a big fan of people qualifying on residency too much. I'd prefer them to play for their kind of motherland in a sort of purist sense. But he's lived there since he was a kid, and he'll be as proud as anyone to be pulling on the blue of France if he gets the opportunity to. We'll wait and see if he does. He might just be in there for a bit of experience. In the back row, no surprises. Gregory Aldrit, it was, think back a year or two, and it was Caelan Doris, Gregory Aldrit, and Ardi Savia as like the 1, 2, 3, in any order. Sometimes they were just the three out-and-out best number 8s. Gregory Aldrit, I feel, has dropped off from the level of Savia and Doris. And France will want him to get back there. Ben Earl, you could argue, is probably even overtaken Gregory Aldrit until now. Scrum half, Dupont obviously is the man. In my humble opinion, the best player on earth right now, and one of, if not the best player I've ever seen. No, the best player I've ever seen play live. And so, no question, he's number 9. Luku and Le Garrec backing him up. It's going to be a battle to see who gets the slot there. But there are so many other options for France at scrum half. No Baptiste Couillou, who's been amazing in the top 14 this season already. No Baptiste Serran, who is just a little magician of a player. And guys like Baptiste Jeannot at Clermont can't even get a look in. They would walk into many other international squads. It's nuts. Paul Coste and Emilien Gaeton, it looks like they're going to be battling it out for possibly the spot that Nicolas Deportier is going to vacate because he is out injured. He's got a facial injury. So Gaeton looks like the next cab off the ramp. But a lot of people are very, very excited about Paul Coste, just as they are about Poe's Theo Atisogbe on the wing, who has been, he was the young player of the year in the top 14. He went away with France with that development squad to Argentina and looked really good there. And he will be fighting for that number 11 shirt with Louis Biel-Biarré and Mathis Lebel. And finally, Romain Buros has been playing so well for Bordeaux for so long that it's about time he was in the squad. Cannot believe he's still uncapped. And yes, Thomas Ramos is the main man there, but Buros will and should be pushing him very hard for selection. So, on to selection then, and that is what I would pick as a first choice French 23 if I had to select right now. If I were in Fabien Galtier's shoes, I'd love to know what you think about that. No Cyril Bay, so Reda Wardy, Malvaca and Antonio, Flamont Meafu, Crow, Olivon, Aldry. It feels very, very consistent, easy to pick for me. The only question will be who will be on the bench. I've gone for Roumain over Gelonche, but they could go with a 6-2 split potentially. Dupont and Jalabert. I've gone for Biel-Biarré on the wing, but I could well see Atisogbe getting that spot. And I've gone for Gaeton in centre with Fickou at 12. It could well be Jonathan Danty at 12. But Fickou and Danty haven't quite been the forces that they were. So that's the centre's probably one of the biggest areas where France need to kind of nail down who's in what shirt, and can it be a combination which lasts to 2027? Penaud and Ramos, easy. And on the benches, I've gone for Le Garrec over Luku, and I've got Buros in there because I just want to see him play. I want to see that boy play. France look like they've got an absolutely dynamite side, to be honest, and looking forward to seeing them play. They play against New Zealand. That'll be a real tasty match, and Argentina as well. I think they've got Japan first up, though. Anyway, that's the French squad. Tell me what you think. I'll see you on the next one.